What do we got?
Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, Season 2, Episode 10, Zoey's Extraordinary Girls' Night.
Girls' Night.
So we open up the scene, kind of leaving off a bit from where we left off, picking up from where we left off. Emily had just broken down in front of Zoey.
Right.
And all of a sudden she's just playing it off. It's, I'm sorry I broke down like that. And she's hiding it from David. And she's like, oh, you want a snack? I'll go make a late night quiche. What? No, you don't make a late night quiche. You just don't.
I mean, you could. Sounds really good. No, but you don't, because it has to sit.
Yes.
Oh, I see the problem now.
Yes.
I didn't see the problem before. I have no problem with the concept of late night quiche, but you have to prep it in the morning, so it's ridiculous.
You have to prep it. Yeah.
I really want quiche now.
So there's clear... And you wrote postpartum depression, and they don't say it until the end, but that's clearly what she's going through.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
She puts on a happy face for David. She apologizes to Zoey for the show of emotion. She puts on makeup because she doesn't want David to worry. And she makes night quiche. I want a night quiche. The next day, Zoey wakes up and Simon is giving a speech to an imaginary person? No, it was to his cousin Keenan. Michael Key?
Yeah, right. Keenan McCardell?
Keenan Thomas? Thompson? His dad used to employ tough love, so he's doing the same thing.
I guess it was on like Bluetooth or something.
Yeah. Zoey says she needs that for Emily. Simon says, you think Keenan wanted my help?
Basically saying, you don't necessarily wait for permission.
Right. So he has no one to blame but himself for this. Zoey says, so he says it's hot.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know who you were just talking to, but I liked it.
And then I commented, why are TV shows always showing perfectly smeared bagels? I was really distracted by that. Because they have bagels and like she's just like, smearing it on, and then all of a sudden it's like a perfect smear of cream cheese on her bagel. I'm like, nah, dog. No. That's not realistic. In a show like this, I need realism.
Clearly. Damn it.
Meanwhile, at Maximo, you got Max and Rose. She mentions a concert of some sort, but says it's happening after she leaves. And they say they need to keep it happy and casual. Oh, that'll work. This guy walks in, and Max tells him off. He's like, no socks and flip-flops in the establishment. What? I said I'll keep it casual, not that casual.
I'm not a monster.
I'm like, dude, just wanted some food. Why are you discriminating against his clothing? Not that I agree with socks and flip-flops, but why you gotta be like that?
Well, I mean, I think about like Bartolotta. You can set expectations and demands on your customers. It's okay.
Side note. So I went to Chicago with my grandma and my mom and my aunt once. More than once, but this particular time... Oh, it was when we went to see Wicked, and then the next day we went to the Ralph Lauren Cafe. And it was in June, so there was, like, gay pride parades, whatever. And this group was sat at a table, but then one of the guys in the group was like wearing a tank top. It was looking pretty casual. And Mater D or somebody came over and kicked him out. And I was appalled by that. And I actually emailed them about that after the fact. Like, that was completely unnecessary. Like, you knew what was going on. If they have the money to pay for it, why does it matter what they're wearing? I just remember, like, we were, all of us at the table, that, you know, me, my mom, my grandma, my aunt, were like, oh, that's not right. I don't know, it was a weird thing.
I mean, if they have established dress code.
Yeah.
If you'd showed up at Bartolotta like that.
At the end of the day, if they can pay the money, why do they care?
Because well-dressed people can pay too.
But again, why does it matter?
If you want a certain environment at your restaurant.
Yeah, I guess it's up to the...
If they're willing to lose the money, then they can set those rules.
But then they risk other people seeing that and saying, well, you're not going to get my business again. And...
How they
and that was before the dawn of Twitter rage. They can't do that anymore. I guarantee you they don't kick anyone out. If they can pay, they can wear whatever they want. Now,
maybe.
I guarantee it.
But then...
Because Yelp and they can spread... I'm not condoning it per se, but...
Set whatever restrictions you like, and if it leads to your business being shut down, then so be it. That's my take.
Fair.
And, I mean, at that time, I'm sure they could get away with it. At this time...
Yeah.
Maybe not. But if they are, I say more power to them. I don't hate that I can go to a certain class of establishment and have a certain expectation about the people around me.
But remember the last time we went to Bacchus?
No.
All right. So it was when I was still working at McGill Sweemer, and I got, like, what amounted to $300 worth of gift cards for Bartolotta.
Mm-hmm.
So we went for Valentine's Day. Do you remember that table that was sitting near us, and they were all wearing, like, jeans and T-shirts, and, like, they weren't dressed. It was a pretty big group, too.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I don't.
And I'm not trying to be classist or anything. I remember that, and they were served.
You remember that, though.
I do. It didn't bother me. I just remembered that it struck me.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It's especially interesting that I'm arguing for dress code, and I didn't remember that. And you're arguing against it, but you did remember that. I don't know what any of that means.
I don't know.
I mean, you are arguing against dress code right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. Anyway, off topic.
I don't know what any of it means. It's just interesting.
It's just interesting. So then we skip to Maggie and Deb, Bernadette Peters' character. She was the
one at the funeral home before Mitch died.
Yeah.
That they ran into.
And she helps people transition.
Yeah.
The living. She helps the living transition. Interesting.
Was Roma Downey not available?
Or? He said, Rita! Maggie and Deb meet for coffee. Rita, because,
Apparently my battery is dying, which is weird because it seemed pretty okay, but continue.
Bernadette Peters voices Rita in the Rita and Runt sketches from Animaniacs. Meg talks about the dinner party she had, and Deb knows how that goes with they're couples, and they talk about couples things, but then they, treat her like fragile goods or something, like
a third party, or even if they don't even. Mag felt like they were treating her like a fragile thing, but Deb's just like, they're all couples and you're not. Like, even if it's not anyone's fault, you feel outside.
Yeah. Why do I always assume this show is going for a gay angle? Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking that too. Deb's working on helping Maggie move on. Says dress to impress tomorrow and let me handle the plans. So they're going to get together on Friday. Maggie's like, oh, let me check my schedule. Oh, I've got nothing going on. But then we cut to Zoey talking to David. Asks how he thinks Emily is doing. David suspects nothing and says she's unstoppable. Emily shows up, mad about a messed up dinner order, and then there's a musical number. David is singing a song, something about To Make You Feel My Love, and it was just a beautiful scene because Emily is moving in slow motion. You can see the pain in her face, and the song ends, and she's just back to whatever. Good slow motion acting by Emily. After, David says, see? I told you she's unstoppable. Zoey says, and I told you you're full of and then we get the title card.
So we're back to our standard
intro sequence.
Yes.
So then David admits that something's going on with Emily. David says Emily's deflecting and telling him nothing's wrong. They need a different approach. They're going to try their chicken dinner trick. Check-in and chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Which, chicken parm, mom's amazing sauce, dad goes around with his soothing voice, and, what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Everyone a bitch with what's weighing them down.
Yeah. And it was a really sweet scene with Zoey and David, calling back to their childhood. Who always found the presents? We knew exactly what was under the tree. We were a great team. Yeah, and I thought that was really sweet.
David's really come along in season 2.
Yeah.
He was kind of aloof and kind of, I don't know, outside, almost antagonist to Zoey in season 1, but I really like their relationships in season 2.
Yeah, but as a parent, that scene infuriated me.
Because
I don't want my kids to know what's under the tree. No.
So my mom had an ancient computer when I was a kid, because all things were ancient when I was a kid. And she had a list of all the presents locked on her computer with a password. And she always said, if you can crack the password, you can know. So it was a thing for us to sit down at the computer and try to crack the password. And I did one year. It was raps. And we got in, and it was Dan and I sitting at the computer, and we just typed it in, and suddenly, there it was. We were like, oh my gosh, we got in. We heard Mom from the next room go, what? She came running in. She was like, get away. She was totally bullshitting us when she said, if you can crack it, you get to know. It was like, no, get the hell out of here. And honestly, once we cracked the password, all the desire to know the presents was kind of gone. Like, we got in, we were like, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is.
And my grandma, she always said, you don't want to know.
No, you don't. You want to try to know. You want to try to find out, but you don't actually want to know.
But I think she was also a little bitter because Grandma Leah would just, like, shake the box and immediately know what it was.
Mike was the same way. He could shake any box and know what it was. It was infuriating to people who were giving him things.
Yeah. And I remember once looking in my grandma's closet, and she was like, she caught me or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. She's like, do you really want to know? Do you really want to ruin the surprise? No.
I don't want to ruin anything. I just want to know.
But, and she had that look on her face. You know the look.
Oh, yeah.
God bless her. All right. So we switch to Mo and Perry. Mo apologizes for not getting that Perry's son is important. Well, not that his son is important, but that his son's
obsession over the stuffed animal was a big deal.
Yeah. She's just trying to improve at caring. She adopted a hamster.
Yeah, she's like, I really don't get how this works.
I'm not a parent.
I'm not a parent. I didn't appreciate it, whatever.
So she gets she was gonna adopt a dog, but there's a waiting list, so she adopted a hamster.
Like
they're in a fight. Oh shit. I did a thing. So she adopted a hamster that she named John Hamster, but she says, we're in a fight right now. And I want that backstory.
I get it, though. John Hamster. Nice.
She invites Perry and the kids to her singing at church. And Perry's like, I really appreciate that, but the divorce is so soon, and it was one of those implications where, like, this is such a new relationship. I don't know how permanent it is. Yeah. And Mo gets that, and she doesn't freak out at him.
They didn't make it a thing, which I really appreciate.
And that's why I said adulting.
Yeah. I've got skin.
Aw.
See?
So then we have the chicken dinner heist. Zoey goes first, talks about her relationship with Simon, and she's trying to put a bad spin on it, but it's just like, ooh, you can see through that. Like,
yeah, it's like crystal clear that they're sharing, but they're like, oh yeah, I had this difficulty, but it's okay. So, Emily, how are things?
Well, and then David, he's sad about Dad, but happy about Miles. Hard to reconcile. And you can just see Emily like,
yeah, don't you dare talk to me. It's really, really obviously a setup.
Yeah, they're rushing it. It's obvious. They corner Emily, but then Deb shows up singing, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I love cheap thrills. And she's clearly drunk off her ass.
Yep.
She's singing the song and she interrupts it by drinking from a bottle of wine. Lol. Is she drunk? Of course she's drunk. Mags had texted her that night that the night was canceled. Deb missed it. Emily invites her to stay. Chicken fail. And it was just so weird because Deb was just so drunk.
Yeah.
So she's clearly not okay either. So now back at Zoe's, Simon brings her breakfast, and she's studying the cerebral cortex to help Emily somehow. Zoey concludes she has postpartum, and we're like, yeah.
Duh.
Zoey almost lets her power slip by calling Emily a case. but she recovers it, and Simon tells her to relax with a foot rub. Zoey decides on a girls' night to Simon's chagrin. At Moe's, they discuss things. Moe's chilling with Simon and Max. Rose is busy tonight. Zoey asks Simon's approval to keep helping Emily, and there's a musical number, which is Simon and Max and Moe singing Tearing Up My Heart, which I loved. It's
awesome.
Like such a boy band thing, and it was great.
Yeah, so all the guys are chilling at Moe's and kind of lamenting that their various significant others are ditching them, Simon included, because Zoe's there, and she's like, I have to go have this thing with Emily.
Yeah. Favorite musical number of the day. Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Zoe's like, I'm gonna go now. Deb and Meg are at a casino. Dealer calls Deb Vivian. Deb uses a fake name when she's out, so Meg is Savannah from Savannah. Zoey and Emily at the girls' night. Zoey's thinking girls' night in, and Emily needs to dance it out. Go change. So Zoey and Emily are at a club. Emily brought a breast pump to pump and dump all night long. Zoey
She's like, let's get drunk. I brought the pump so I can pump and dump and party. Can identify.
Been there. Next child, I'm not even going to try breastfeeding. It's
Ever?
a fail. It's a fail every time.
I mean, it works early.
Barely.
Don't go the 6 weeks, but, give us some.
A discussion for another time.
Probably. What, not now? Shocking.
Zoey wants to talk in a booth. Meanwhile, at Moe's mad that he's the only one watching the game. He starts the spa mood routine to freak out the guys and have real talk. At the casino, Savannah is called out on where she's from, so they dip out from the game that they're playing. So they drink. Cut to Zoey and Emily. Emily is going nuts. It's hilarious to see her cutting loose. And the guys are having the spa night in. I love that juxtaposition. That kind of gender reversal sort of thing.
Right, yeah.
Foot baths. Max and Simon, yas.
Yeah.
Zoey and Emily, partying. Zoey's freaking out. Casino. Meg's getting into the role. Okay, so we're cutting between all three groups. Now Simon's talking about his trouble connecting. And he says, do you ever feel like Zoey has this supernatural ability to know what you're thinking? And Max and Mo are like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I honestly don't know. I can't remember, or I don't know if Max and Mo are both aware. Like, I know that they
aware
both
of each other?
aware of each other knowing about Zoey. I don't remember if they both know. Like, if Mo knows that Max knows and Max knows that Mo knows.
I feel like they've spent enough time together that they know each other know, but I can't confirm.
I can't confirm that either, and it's driving me nuts.
I'm going to default to thinking they do know.
Because they gave each other a look.
Right.
And they're like, oh, no.
But I just can't remember if they've had that conversation.
Or if Zoey has had some kind of a conversation in front of them.
We'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah. So at the club, Emily, brings over this guy, and she's like, he's totally into me, even though I'm not. I still got it. And he's like, what's going on there?
With your shirt.
And because she's leaking. Again, can relate. So he's like, I just need a pump. So Zoey takes the opportunity to try a deep heart to heart. There's a musical number.
Well, Emily's in the Bastille.
Yeah.
Bastille.
And that was again, so deeply moving. The song was... I didn't recognize the song.
Neither did I.
Weird to say, but good cinematography with the bathroom stalls.
Yeah,
And then you got Zoey. She finally, like, sits in front of the bathroom stall and says, "We're going to be okay." And Emily reaches her hand out, and they hold hands.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. So back at the house, at the apartment, Zoe's apartment, Emily's ready to talk, going through bouts of depression and anxiety. She keeps assuming it'd pass, but it's gotten worse. She feels like Miles would be better off without her. Zoe says no. Emily, I know that logically, but I don't feel it. And she feels she can't talk to David because he just lost his dad. Zoe said, he's your husband, and you're allowed to feel what you're feeling. And you note, I hate the progressive movement, but this is something that got right.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced it myself. Thank God. But it is real.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they're at Mo's church. Zoe sits with Simon. They talk about Emily. Simon asks, you okay? Zoe says, yeah, I'm good. And you know, learn from your own lessons, Zoe. You didn't note this. The pastor said something very interesting before Mo's number, which was, yes, we have God, but we're here and we need each other. And I didn't hate that, because yes, we have God, and first and foremost, we have to rely on God. But he gave us people in our lives for a reason. And as a side note, I want to say that I really appreciate the show bringing in Christianity. Now, given that you've got not even transgender or transsexual, I don't know what you really call Mo.
Yeah.
And that he's the one that is kind of tying in that Christianity aspect. I don't love that per se, but I don't hate that they're shying away from...
They're not shying away from...
Christianity.
Sure.
From religion. It's a double-edged sword.
Right. Because...
It's that saint thing.
Right, yeah. We're
that,
bringing in Christianity, but we're bringing in a Christianity that fits our agenda.
On our terms.
Yeah.
That's not great, but at the same time...
Yeah. What do you rebel against them rejecting any Christianity that doesn't fit their agenda, or are you just happy they're bringing in Christianity?
Just opening the door, opening a sliver of a window.
That's all we get anymore.
Yeah, but it's something that can lead to a bigger conversation.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah.
Their end result might be to try to force Christian sects to accept
Right.
things that the Catholic Church can never and will never accept.
Right.
But it opens dialogue. They're not painting Christianity in a bad light, and I think that can go a long way with opening dialogue. I just like that they're not villainizing it.
Right.
It's hard. It is so hard.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here expecting a true to life Catholic faith from every TV show I watch. So I just have to just go to entertainment. What am I supposed to like? Am I supposed to be happy with the compromised Christianity they present me?
But it's not Catholic.
So what does that mean to me? All it serves is to... I'm going to get real base right wing here, but all it does is to exclude Catholics from Christianity.
And that is our lot in life.
I know.
But if it brings one person closer that can maybe get even closer, I'm okay with it.
I hope.
Pray.
Yeah. But that's all I can really say about it.
Yeah. I'll just say that I don't hate that they're villainizing Christianity.
They're not. Villainizing Christianity is what you meant to say.
Yeah, I said not.
I heard... I don't hate that they're villainizing.
No, I don't hate that they're not villainizing. I said not. It may have been slurred.
Okay.
Thank you.
We might review the film later and break it down.
I said not.
With John Madden style.
I said not. Okay, I said not. Villainizing Christianity. Why would I say...
32 and 22nd. Okay.
Why would I say that I love that they're villainizing Christianity? I mean...
I am making myself a villain right now.
Yeah, you are.
Moving on.
So most things, but not exactly a typical musical number. He's singing a church song, so it's not like her, like Zoey.
Right.
You know, signaling in on, whatever. It's all about who's shouldering your burdens and who can you turn to. And it was very both sides. Like, insofar as when everyone else on earth can't help you, where do you turn to? God. But there's also who here can help you.
Right.
Like it was a very double-edged thing.
It was. Like, it almost... The preacher's introduction to the song didn't seem to fit with the message of the song. Which was kind of weird.
Yeah. But then Zoey completely breaks down, starts crying. Simon takes her hand with a fly-ass watch. You know it.
Mm-hmm. And it was.
So how soon before Zoey tells Simon?
Yeah.
Simon and Zoey discuss things. Zoey just wants a date with her boyfriend. It's Sunday. Just want to hang out with you. Perry introduces Mo as his friend to the kids. But the kids are really complimentary. Like, are you... Well, the boy is like...
Are you a pop singer?
Yeah, and the girl's like, I love your braids, and Daddy, can I do my hair like that?
What did Mo say? Mo's like,
Mo said,
do you do your kids' hair or something
I
like
really
that?
like them, and Mo's like, do you do your kids' hair? No. Oh.
Ha ha.
But the girl had really cute curls. Just gonna say, with gay dads, like... And, like, how does that happen? You got two gay dads who have two... Well, I'm assuming we haven't met the other dad.
Right.
I'm assuming he's black. Because both the kids are black. And Perry's black. And... I
got nothing.
I just kind of think of my cousins.
Sure.
You know, Baylor, Turner, and Emerson. You can see both Blake and Chris in all three of them, but then you got Jay, who is like there's no. I don't know. How was he be able to make 3 kids if he was gay?
I am not answers guy.
I know. Needs to start including all of them in our prayers because that is a really messed up situation.
Mm.
They've somehow found an earthly platitude.
Ooh, good word.
But at the end of the day, it's so messed up.
Yes.
Anywho. Samoa's like, oh yeah, I really like them. The kids.
Right.
So at Maximo, Rose arrives. Max has a bracelet for her that he made at camp for her. Max says he doesn't want to be casual, proposes long distance, and Rose is, oh, thank goodness.
And she was thinking the same thing, like
I'm just playing it casual because I think you want to play casual, and didn't that bring back some memories?
Sounded familiar. Let's date casually for 3 weeks. That'll work out well. But it did. Just not in the way we thought we were saying. I thought we did long distance pretty well.
We did. We really, really did.
And that was before, like, Disney Plus Watch Party and all that shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We watched Lilo and Stitch and some other stuff.
We synchronized movies. It was great. I mean, it sucked, but it was also great, you know.
But when we decided to, like, just go for it for being a couple, screw it. They did it a lot more elegantly.
I like the way we do things.
Yeah.
Like,
you proposed to me. Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
I find out I'm pregnant 3 times.
Holy shit. We have a way, and it works for us.
I'm embarrassed.
But it works.
I don't love that my reaction to you proposing to me was, oh shit.
It was eventually, yes.
Clearly.
So, I'm not mad at it.
Anywho. So theirs is a pretty good relationship, and I don't hate it, and that's why I'm really loving the show, is because you have, like, the potential,
Will they, won't they?
Yeah, and, like, oh, there's another girl entering the picture or whatever. Like, and I don't feel that with this because there's, like, all of this mutual stuff. Stuff isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Zoey and Max tried it, and it didn't work because of Zoey's superpower. But they both eventually handled it in a really adult, mature way. There was a little bit of trauma, but then it subsided because he found Rose and she finally got together with Simon.
And he's advising her not to reveal that because that's what messed up their relationship. Which, again, is a double-edged sword. And it's like, I mean, this is ultimately why this can't really be a thing because, yeah, that would fuck up the dynamic. But if it were happening in real life, Max is being a good guy about it and being like, look, this is what threw me off. And he's saying don't do it, which is bad advice in the real world because you shouldn't hold things back.
But it's such a weird thing, and he can give her real world, like, analysis of it, like,
this really effed me up.
Yeah, and this is what effed up our relationship. So then Zoey, unfortunately, is stuck between a rock and a hard place. But
she is.
That's not due to Max. It's not due to anything other than just the fact that
it's no one's fault.
So that will lead us eventually. So David and Emily are talking. She admits that she has postpartum and that she needs help.
Right.
David says, okay, I'm here. And I teared up at that. And I don't know why. But I was just so moved by that scene where she finally says, I have postpartum depression and I need help. I need professional help. And he said, okay. And I think that David and Emily's relationship is our relationship. Not like to a T, but his reaction is what your reaction would be if I came to you and said, I think I have whatever, postpartum depression or whatever.
Yeah.
And, okay.
Struggling with internal confusion, just going, okay.
But he knew.
Yeah.
He knew.
He definitely knew.
And I think, and in that scene, there was so much relief.
With both of them.
With both of them. Because, yes, he's dealing with his dad's death, but he also knew something was going on with his wife, and she wasn't saying.
He didn't know how to get her to say it, and he was just like, yeah.
And then she says it, and he's like, okay.
You know, like, internally, thank goodness.
Thank goodness. We can handle this.
Yeah.
And I so loved that scene with Zoey and Emily when Emily said, David just lost his dad. I can't burden him with this. And Zoey saying, he's your husband. Yes, what he is going through right now with his own personal loss, that's big, but he is your husband.
You have to share things.
And then
back
when
and
she
forth.
does, and he's okay. And that scene that got me. I had some tears I had to wipe away. But then we cut to the casino.
Oh, yeah.
Maggie sits at a table without Deb. Oh, Vivian. No, my name is Mags. Or Maggie. My name is Maggie.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
Addiction.
she's there without Deb. Like, is your friend joining us? No, not tonight. So they're going in a gambling addiction direction. Which sucks, but I mean, she's dealing and she's
Dealing.
yeah, she's dealing, but she's not dealing. No, she's in a dark place, and so they're gonna go in a addiction direction. Which the show deals with a lot of real world issues, so I can't be mad at it for, not letting it just be a fun random escape. But it's like, okay, they're doing this. Okay.
Well, it's especially hard because my Aunt Marge, I wouldn't say she was addicted to gambling per se, but she definitely used it as an escape.
Sure.
More after Uncle Bob passed away, whom you never met.
Right.
Sadly. I think he'd have liked you. And now she's on her way out. So that's probably going to hit me pretty hard.
Mm.
Anyway.
Anyway.
And then we cut to somebody, a psychiatrist of some kind,
Right.
saying something like, okay,
So why are you here today?
Why are you here today?
And you're like, is it Maggie? Is
No, I
it
knew.
Emily? Is it...
No, I knew.
Fair.
I knew it was going to pan over to Zoey.
It's Zoey.
Seeing a professional. I have a superpower, and I think it might be ruining my life.
So.
Cut to black.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. So it's interesting from the show perspective because now we've got a third. We've got a third person she's told. So I assume the next show is going to focus on her sessions a bit. Or the next episode is going to focus on that. And her basically convincing this guy that this is a real thing, and how do you put it? It's not mental, but it is mental. She's not crazy. It's a real power.
It's something that she's experiencing. It's a mental condition that she's experiencing that's not normal.
Right. So
is
in his wheelhouse, but not anything he's ever seen before.
Is it a superpower, or is it like
Intuition
what we've seen in like Scrubs and other shows that have delved into the musical aspect? Like, is there something like
doing this to her?
Like, is there a neurological
Scrubs mixed with Psych. Is she actually quite intuitive? And it's triggering.
But she wasn't intuitive until she went into the...
No, she was not. So, that really lends itself to the super power. Or coma. No, I'm not letting go of that.
I know.
Alright. I think my phone's gonna die, so.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Cool.
And I need a refill.